Once upon a time, in a land like no other, out of the ashes of the Tang Dynasty, rose the Song Dynasty, an era of scientific discovery, rich culture, and fine arts. Above all else, the Song Dynasty is best known for its achievements in math and technology and its new philosophy, Neo-Confucianism. The dynasty itself began in 960, nearly 58 years after the fall of the Tang Dynasty. Although the early years of the empire were spent fighting the Tanguts, the Song Empire was still able to thrive economically. The development of gunpowder and advancements in iron technology allowed the Song to defend themselves against the aggressive Liao Empire. The northern Song was captured by the Jin Dynasty, but the southern Song continued to thrive. They built a navy to protect their merchant ships and traded with India and the Middle East.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I am the Emperor and this is not okay. Documentaries are really boring. I'm gonna interrupt this programming to bring you something much more interesting.
Hello my people, welcome to the Emperor's annual fashion show. My name is May, the Emperor's favorite concubine, and I will be your host.
Somebody ran away saying fast as I can, I got to go, I got to go. Once upon a time we fell apart. You're holding in your hands the two halves of my heart.
But first, a word from our sponsors.
Greetings, citizens. This is Jin Ju Xiao. I have just discovered a mathematical concept that I think you would all be pleased to hear. Here we have one shoe. And now we have no shoes. The number 0, the number before 1, describes nothing. Absolutely nothing. The presence of nothing, the being of nothing. We have the presence of 1. We have the presence of 0. Thank you for your time.
And now, back to the show. And here we have our peasant class. As you can see, the long sleeves are characteristic of this time period. But the long sleeves are not made from silk, they are made from hemp.
I can't afford silk. I'm a peasant.
That's why she's wearing hemp.
So I do make do with what I can.
The runway is this way, darling.
Wait, where?
This way.
Where?
This way.
I'm confused.
Thank you, Miss Peasant. And here we have our merchant class. You can see that they are wearing fine trousers and a blouse from our wealthy port, Shaman. Trade is very important here in the Song Dynasty.
Got some good champa rice straight from Vietnam. I'm trying to go on the Silk Road, but, you know, because of our fighting and everything, I'm limited to sea trade. But it's very good champa rice.
Thank you, but no thank you. Please continue.
I'm keeping the rice here, okay?
Excuse me. Can I please have some rice to take back to my family? Thankfully in my village, they don't bind the feet of their women because we all know that everybody in my village is already very low status and binding feet will only make us starve because we have less people.
But binding, if you let
But my back
Hurt!
My back.
Guards, take her away!
I have to carry my baby while I harvest the rice. But, please.
And take this rice with you! We'll be right back.
Have you ever dreamed of a society in which human actions are perfectly in balance with the forces of the universe? Well now, this vision of society can become a reality with the new philosophy of Neo-Confucianism. I, Zhou Dunyi have achieved ideal sagehood. What is a sage, you may ask? A sage is one who maintains peace and stability within their own lives, while also helping others and solving social problems. You too can achieve ideal sagehood with careful study of Neo-Confucian philosophy. In Neo-Confucianism, everybody has a responsibility to society, to their family, to the order of the universe. Wives, women have a responsibility to their husbands and their sons. Sons have a responsibility to their fathers. And in this way, all is perfectly peaceful and stable. Join Neo-Confucianism today.
In the words of Zhou Dunyi himself, the way of the sages is nothing more than humanity, appropriateness, equilibrium, and correctness. Preserve it, and it will be ennobling. Practice it, and it will be beneficial. Enlarge it, and it will match heaven and earth. How can it not be easy and simple? How can it be difficult to know? By not preserving it, not practicing it, and not enlarging it. Participate in the equilibrium. Join Neo-Confucianism today.
And after that interruption, we finally have our last class, the officials. As you can see, she is wearing a characteristic dragon inside a circle pattern. These officials take great pride in what they have done to achieve this position.
And speaking of pride, I'm pleased to announce this wonderful system that our dynasty has requires us to pass and excel at exams before we can achieve these important positions. I studied very hard in school and did well enough, and I am thankful to be here representing my country.
And please, stay tuned after this broadcast for a public service announcement. We'll be right back.
Hello everyone, my name is Shen Kuo, and I have just made a huge advancement in the astronomy field. I was able to magnetically track the pole star, and I've been able to fix its position and determine where true north actually is. That way, when we send our junks out on trading missions, we're not just scrambling about the ocean hoping to land upon the country we're going to. So, yay! Attention merchants! With this awesome new development, it is much easier to track your location. Now you can easily find your way to Aden to bring back some wheat. Invest in Shen Kuo's improved compass today. And now for our final model this evening, we have our lovely hostess May. As you can see, May seems a bit troubled walking because she had her feet bound as a child. It's a symbol of high status in Song Dynasty China. The women especially are more reliant on their husbands to carry them and do duties for them. As you can see, May is enrobed in gold silk, the finest this dynasty has to offer. Being the emperor's mistress, she can only, of course, present herself in the finest appearance possible. You can also notice that she has her preserved bun decorated with flowers, the emperor's favorite flower, because she does like to please.
We'll be right back.
Greetings everyone! As you can see here, I have this object with a dragon printed on it. This is called a book, and it's got different printed pages with text on it. My name is B. Shang, and I have just created movable type printing. With this type of printing, we can print hundreds of thousands of Chinese characters and make education more mobile for everyone. You can receive an education, and you can become as scholarly as me one day.
Scholar like B. Shang.
Oh, but don't you know? We're women. We don't need to read this complicated text. I have no idea what this says. The only thing women need to read is simple Confucian philosophy. And as simple Confucian philosophy says, the only thing women need to read is simple Confucian philosophy.
Gentlemen and ladies, the two of us come to you today with an important public service announcement. First of all, regarding Vietnam, our neighbor to the southeast. We're trying to annex their territory and take advantage of their chamfer rice fields. However, they're not on board with being under our control, so we're still working on that. Regarding our neighbors to the north, the Liao Empire, they still refuse to relinquish their control over the Western Xia, and without that piece of land, we can't reopen the Silk Road at this time. Therefore, we're relying on our merchants at the various trading ports like Guangzhou and our trading capital Hangzhou, and we are focusing our attention primarily on sea travel through the Chinese junks. And now, regarding our allies and relations with other countries, the General has a couple words.
Yes, fortunately, we have been able to gain an alliance with the strong and prosperous Mongol Empire, and we are currently fighting the Jin Dynasty. Fortunately, we have been able to defeat the Jin Dynasty, but unfortunately, the Mongols have begun to turn on us.
And as in years past, the Mongols, like our other allies, have turned against us. None of our alliances have really worked out well. We've been locked in a 150-year stalemate with the Liao Empire. However, while we do have everything under control at this time, we advise you to stay inside during dark hours and protect your wife and children. Thank you, and we will be back to the show.
And now, back to the show.
Guess who's here to close out the show? Me, the Emperor himself. Thank you very much for a wonderful show that demonstrates how, in Song society, everybody has an important role to fill. From the farmers, who give us rice, which is very important, to the merchants who, with the economic growth during our time period, have been able to bring back new goods and products from faraway places. And especially the scholar officials, who, with their help and support, our society runs very smoothly, and the Song Empire has been able to become one of the most technologically, industrially, and scientifically advanced empires that are around today. Thank you very much.